Hello, everyone. Thank you for being a part of our journey, my dear friends. Welcome to the International Fabtalks. We consider each one of you having beautiful minds, beautiful thoughts, and creating positivity across the world. Today, we are being joined by a wonderful person who has contributed a lot to humanity in different aspects. Let's welcome our special celebrity and guest. He is Mr. Seshadri Varadarajan, joining us from Chennai. Hello, sir, and welcome to the session.
Vanakkam, everyone, and a very happy and fantastic 75th Republic Day all over India to my countrymen. And thank you for having me on this forum, and a happy afternoon to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir, and wish you the same, sir. A happy Republic Day to everyone out there. Every single individual out there who is an Indian is really proud of this special day. Let's spread positivity, peace, and joy across the world. Friends, I'd like you to know about our special celebrity, Mr. Seshadri, sir. He is a safety trainer, a person not only concerned with safety, concerned with treating other people with respect, love, concern, and wanting you to give your very best. So when you identify the inner talent of yours, your inner strength, you want others also to have it in them, and you work towards their progress, wanting to tap the hidden talent in them too. So I'd like to share his profile with us today, of course, with sir's permission. So I go ahead and share your profile, sir.
Please go ahead and share it, ma'am.
Yes, sir. We'd like to thank you first for accepting the invitation to the International Fab Talks. It's very humble of you to have accepted the invitation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Friends, what we learn in life is to give up ego and to be simple as we can. When we are simple, we achieve a lot. When we have ego with us, we lose a lot. So here is a person who is really down to earth, very practical in all the approaches that he thinks is necessary for a person to live on this earth. As I earlier mentioned, he is none other than Mr. Seshadri Varadarajan, the National Head Safety Trainer, Usha Fire Safety Equipments Private Limited, Chennai. In fact, he is a great leader without the title. That's how he likes to be described. So let's go ahead and just try to see actually what is hidden inside there. He is a leader, but he's simple and down to earth. And this is what he says: a leader without a title, a passionate trainer and an orator, an influencer in safety with a heart to serve humanity. This is what describes me, that is Mr. Seshadri sir. In one sentence, that's really beautiful. In one word, I could say that he is a great humanitarian. And friends, we go ahead and share this a little more. Employed as the National Head Safety Trainer with Usha Fire Safety Equipments Private Limited for the past 17 plus years, conducting several trainings in emergency response and life-saving skills. How many people have been trapped or are into that space where they are unable to come out or understand what's going wrong with them? They may be trapped either by their own fellow family members or friends, or maybe by an accident. And so we have sir reaching out to them quickly, training others as well as to how to save lives, how to save people. So being very alert to emergency response and life-saving skills is all about his expertise. Apart from that, he is a science graduate from Acharya Nagarjuna University in Andhra Pradesh, having a total work experience of 32 plus years, of which 15 years have been spent in the role of sales and marketing. And there you learn a lot of various products, chiefly air conditioners. So when you deal with marketing, you become very tough, you become very strong. You deal with different kinds of people with different mindsets and mentalities. And that's how you are able to understand people better. That's my opinion. Yes. My dear friends, our sir and guest today, that is Mr. Seshadri sir, he has also been on a group study exchange trip to the USA. That's really nice. Sponsored by the Rotary Club of Vijayawada, Midtown in 1988. He has also been a member and director of community service for Rotary Club of Vijayawada, Midtown. He believes that enhancing human potential is possible. Guess what? Through communication. When you communicate well, you will win. What is in your mind, if you're able to tell it in the right way, definitely you will be in the right place and you will really succeed in life. And friends, we go ahead. which sir has been concentrating on communication, which he does through his training programs. He wants you to understand that communication, that core skill, will really make you reach places. And he has several training programs and also blog writing. He focuses on these two things too, to enable you to understand that communication is important in the right way, using the right words and right tools. My dear friends, a sports fanatic sir says. He is a sports fanatic. I don't know which sport, that's the secret. We'll get to know about it in this interview session. He's an avid book reader. He loves to read books, which helps him to deliver training to all sorts of audience. So when you are a good reader, when you read a lot, you are a ready man. You are a ready person. So keep reading. Don't give up on reading. No matter what you read, it could be a detective novel, it could be the newspapers, at least little reading will definitely make you, a, a well-read person, a ready person, a perfect person, I could say. Yes, dear friends. Now, we go ahead a little more in deep into his profile. His mission is to empower and train as many people as he could through his gift of communication, which he has acquired through all these years of experience. It could be an inborn gift, it could be a learned one as well. This is his part. He wants to share it with the world. He was one among the 2,000 speakers selected from lakhs of registration in the Super Speaker Season 3 contest, and one among the 35 speakers in the final rounds out of the 150 speakers in the world's best trainer online contest in 2021. He has also appeared in Makkal TV on first aid, Sathiyam TV on fire safety in hospitals program, and was interviewed by Red TV YouTube channel based in Hyderabad on fire safety. A multilingual speaker. When I say that, he's good and proficient in different languages. A polyglot and a trainer, much sought after. And why are people wanting Sir to join them? Why people want him to share the space? Why people want Mr. Seshadri to be with them? For these reasons: his high energy levels, the simplicity, the powerful way he communicates, and he communicates it with humor. And of course, that humor is not targeted to hurt anybody. It is only to enlighten, empower, and to bring out the best. Hello, sir, and welcome to the session.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for the elaborate introduction. But what I do understand is when you get old, when you have a lot of experience, the resume and the biodata definitely has a lot of words. But at the same time, one may have a lot of biodata resume. But what was the impact he could create in the lives of people? Many people create an impact, but that is forgotten. But how many people can create impact through whatever they do, whatever they say, and whatever they are? Now that I feel is important for every human being. My mentor and my boss at Usha Fire Safety, Mr. Jagdish Adappa, says, one who saves a life saves a world. One who saves a life saves a world. Now, when we understand a world, we look at a holistic view of the whole world, states, countries, etc. But the world which we often are is quite limited to a very small group of people. It could be a family member, it could be friends, and it could be anyone, your colleagues, which is the world we first are in. Then later on, we do expand. So one's life should be in such a way that what is the impact I create within my own world? If I can impact my loved ones, my close ones, and others in whatever they do and what they can achieve, I think that would be a life which is well lived.
Perfect, sir. That's really so nice. You started off with it so well. My dear friends, you have to really create a special impact within yourself first, then it's your family, then it's your friend circle and society, and then at large your country and the universe. Make an impact first within, and then it is outside. When there is transformation from within, that's a beautiful thing. Yes. I really like the way you put that. And even you said, if you save one life, you've saved a world. You've saved that. That one person could mean the whole world to his family or to the people connected to him or to her. That's really nice. So before we start off, like deeper into this, how do you feel when you save a life? I just want to get that feeling first and then dive deep. When you save a life, how do you feel?
When you actually save a life, the feeling is something which can never be described in words. When you save someone through whatever you do, and you see the person living happily ever after, it gives you some sort of a thrill and satisfaction that is not measurable by any means of the world. Now, here I would like to give two instances, though not directly connected in saving lives, but these are two instances which are very close to my heart. The first one is very close to me and my family, and it was during the COVID times when there was lockdown and all these things. And in fact, it's on the August 15th, 2020. I had just finished and posted my blog, and I was just doing the normal things, what I'm supposed to do. Suddenly, there is a information from my flat members that one of the guys had tested positive, and the entire flat has to be tested, and that would be quarantined as per the rules of the government. And exactly 3-4 days later, my sister fell sick. So we had been taking her to a lot of treatments throughout the past 1 month before that, but somehow there was something missing. And a week later, exactly on a Sunday, we had to take her to hospital, where the hospital guys said that she needs an ICU immediately. And no ICU is available at the hospital where we had taken. Now it was COVID time, and getting an ICU bed at that time was next to impossible. The thoughts that were going through my mind is whether we lose my younger sister. My two brothers were not in Chennai at that time or calling, and one of my brothers was in Africa at that time. He was pulling his connections. I was talking to hospitals, and somehow we managed a bed in a corporate hospital 25 kilometers away from where we live. Now we transported her, and the next day the doctors say it's not COVID. We are shifting her into an ICU because she needs ICU treatment badly. But the shock came a day after, when the hospital authorities call us and tell us that she's been put in a ventilator. Now, normally, we have seen many movies, we have seen newspapers, and we have heard that when you put a person on a ventilator, now that's the worst thing that can happen to any human being. She was in the ventilator. My brother-in-law was a bit scared. He was brave, but more scared. I was scared too internally, but externally I was putting a lot of brave face. But one who gave me courage to take care of this situation was my niece, my sister's daughter. So when I came back home and told her this, she said, "Don't worry, Mama. Mommy will be fine. You don't worry about it. She'll be fine and she'll come back." My only fear was, though she had acted very bravely, I had to take care of her in the night. And my only worry was, will she get up in the night and cry, "Where is my mommy?" She was in a 12th standard, doing her online schooling at that time. But somehow she gave us the inspiration. And luckily, after being in hospital for about 15 to 17 days, my sister came out. She's well today, and she's, doing her bit for me. Now, these kind of situations when it happens to your own family, whatever first aid you teach to the world, whatever emergency response you teach to the world, suddenly there is a emptiness which is coming in you, which feels that am I doing the right thing? But having these years of experience of emergency response, I can say that I responded to this emergency brilliantly. And the second happy instant where I saved life, there is a boy in my place nearby who used to take care of my father when he was alone. My mother passed away in 2018, and I, being never married, was living with my father alone. So whenever I used to go on tours and all, there was this boy who used to take care of my father. Twin brothers, and one brother was diagnosed with cancer. And it seems after 6 months, this boy also was diagnosed with cancer. So my father told him that when he's sick, let us not, have him come and take care of me, though the boy was willing. Sadly, 3 months after this incident, my dad moved to another world. This boy, but before leaving, my father told me that, take care of that boy. Whatever he needs, you help him. Then I helped him in whatever financial way I could, through contributions from my friends and other people. And today I'm proud to say that he's out of cancer and he's even got a job and he is living his life. So such kind of things give you a purpose to life, which makes you wake up every day through the training or whatever I do. If I can impact one life every day, I think that's more than enough for me in this life.
That's so beautiful, sir. Thank you so much for sharing both the incidents. Very interesting incidents. And as you said, even if I could save one person per day, that would really make sense of me being alive on this earth. Yes, that's really very nice. In fact, everyone should take the message from here, impact somebody's life positively, save them, do as much as you could. Even if you can't, get help from outside for that person. And I'm so happy for your sister. I'm so happy for the young boy who's out of the danger zone. That's really very nice. I was waiting, what next? What next? I was like waiting, like what? And then you've given us happy endings. That's really very nice. And thanks to you for being there at the right time and enabling them also to, come out of difficult situations. And hats off to your little niece. Lots of love to her. We need courageous people like that. Their positivity instills, a sense of what you could strengthen us, maybe. We could regain our confidence. Certain times we lose it, but we get it from little children. When they see light at the end of the tunnel, we forget that, yes, this, the sun will shine. And so this is what this little girl has done. Yes, sir. So would like to know about your childhood. How was your childhood? Do you remember any incident which is very fresh in your mind? What type of a child were you? You said you have brothers, like 3 or 4 brothers, I guess.
Yes.
Would be 4 of you?
We are 3 brothers and 1 sister.
3 brothers and 1 sister. So who was the naughtiest one?
The naughtiest one was always my brother next to me, was born next to me. That guy was the guy who was always the naughtiest. And of course, you all have a great love towards the sister who was the last. And my childhood was like, it was exciting. And it was also where I learned most of my life. Now, both my paternal side and maternal side were big families. And in fact, they were like a cricket team. If you could form a cricket team, it could be formed. And both my paternal side and maternal side, there have been high achievers. Most of my maternal uncles have been engineers and have been in top positions in their organizations. And all my cousins have also taken off after them. And they are also doing well in all their life, whatever they are doing now. And my paternal side was also a lot of achievers. And one special achiever was my uncle's son, who went on to become the national champion in tennis in the 80s, represented India in Asian Games, and also was a Davis Cup finalist along with Vijay Amritraj, by name Srinivasan Vasudeva. Now he was like one beacon of light, and he was also quite a tall guy, more than 6 feet. From my paternal side, we took the sports of tennis. But my maternal side, my grandfather to all my uncles, and including my mother and father, were all followers of a lot of sports. So that is where we learned the first lesson of our life, that life and sport are almost one and the same. They mirror each other. Now, when I say this, many people do not understand. Now, let's say this. In life, you have a set of rules. Now, there are rules and laws of life which you cannot break. Similarly, in sports, every game or every sport what you play has a set of rules which an athlete or a person cannot break. So you have to win, but win within the framework of the game and the rules. You win, and you win with fairness. You don't display arrogance. Lose. You lose many times, but you lose gracefully with the knowledge that I can come back tomorrow and live and do better. And these two families had inculcated in us a lot of values. The one value which I learned from my father was the commitment and work ethic. Because I have seen him towards the later part of his life suffer with severe stomach pain. He was in the railways, and usually his duty was at early morning. And we were subject to a lot of transfers and other things, but finally we settled down. So I could see him suffer with a lot of stomach pain in the night. But early morning, while going for duty, like he would go as if he suffered nothing in the night. Fresh as a daisy, he would used to go and report for his work. Now the same ethic I try to follow, and I've been following through my work career, though not all the times. But one thing definitely, if there is an official job to be done, a training to be done, I may not be well, I may have my own pains and aches, but I'll be the first one to show up and do the job. So these are the values which we learned as kids. And one thing both our parents encouraged was, they encouraged us to participate. Nowadays, thanks to technology, people are not going out anywhere. Now, all my friends can, they'll be jumping at joy when I say this. We were never asked to be in the home on any Sunday between 3 to 7. We have to be out. We have to get out of the house. Go anywhere, play whatever you want, but be back by 7. Pick up your books, again do it. And in school, all of our teachers encouraged us to participate in various activities, whether it was sports, whether it was debates, whether it was quiz competitions and all. And you have your own friendly rivalries with your own friends. One day you beat them, one day they beat you. And end of the day, you remain friends. So even today we talk when we friends meet, I beat you in this, you beat me in this. That still that kind of a banter goes on, which you relive. So childhood, in a way, it's been like a childhood. And still, I still feel I'm a child at heart. What I was in school, I'm still like that. Though work profiles, designations, and all those things might have come. But I would always tell people that be enthusiastic like a kid, because kids never lose their enthusiasm. So that's what makes you go through every tribulation of life. Enthusiasm is what takes you out of all your problems. Solutions will be found, no matter how hard they are.
Yes, sir. That's really very nice of explaining all of that. As you've mentioned, fresh as a daisy. And I to follow the same. I get up and I'm the first one to be there if anybody needs my help or any emergency. I'm the first one to be there. No matter what my health status is, I'm always ready to contribute to the growth of others, save a life. That's really nice. You've explained all of that so well. And I like this concept, 3 to 7. Go out, Don't be stuck at home. Go out, play, experience life, and then come back. And that's also quite unique. But it's something like very novel nowadays, because nowadays all of them are stuck in their house with the mobiles. So then, forcefully sending the children out. Yes, you have to learn something from out. Apart from staying at home and learning, we also learn a lot from out. So that's really nice. So I'd like you to share any incident, particularly any anecdote that is connected with your childhood. As you said that you beat each other. Would you like to share any anecdote, a small one?
Yes, there are many such anecdotes in school life which we always had. One particular person, the guy who came school first, and this guy was an amazing guy with all the knowledge. And in school, you always have this examination where you are asked to answer any 5 from given 10 questions. Now, many of us, me and all our friends, like we used to, think about which 5 to write. Because you know the answers to 3. You know the somehow answer to the 4. And the 5th one, whatever corners you cut, somehow you do the answer. But this guy was so brilliant that he used to answer all the 10 questions and had the guts to put correct any 5. So he was one of our, role models. And when you beat him by chance, even when answering a question in a class, you consider that itself a big achievement. But one of the most wonderful incidents which happened in school, which I would like to share, it was in the 10th standard. Like I was elected the president of the Interact Club, which is a wing of the Rotary for the schools. Now that day, I had to deliver my acceptance speech as an incoming president. And usually this is held in a very nice hall where you have, people from 2 schools, 2 clubs together. So all your teachers are present and all your classmates are present and all these guys will be there. Now that particular day, I had to participate in another contest in a town 70 kilometers away from Vijayawada. There's a town called Machilipatnam, which was the district capital and still is. There I had to talk on the evolution of science in Hindi language. And I had to be back at 6:30 for the speech of mine here. So what happened was, those days, the travel for 70 kilometers used to take 2.5 hours by a bus. Now, somehow the teacher who came along with me convinced the organizers there, made me speak, and I rushed back to the place. One of my friends, my schoolmates, was given the task of reading the speech in case I don't turn up on time. Now, this guy was like literally shivering and shaking because he was not the guy who would speak much. And the moment I landed there, this guy didn't even say hi, hello, everything. He just threw the speech into my hand and said, "This is your damn speech. I am almost becoming unconscious, man. Thanks, you have come. Go do the speech." Now, I couldn't even see what was written. Speech was prepared by my teacher. And somehow I delivered that. And once I delivered that, believe it or not, I was sick for 1 week, down with fever. And my friends used to come every day, tell me what were the lessons that went in school. And I had to take injections. My neighbor was a nurse. So one friend of mine from the same colony used to wait till I get the injection and, take care of myself. So that was the group of friends whom I had in school. And they are my best critics. Now, when I send some videos on training or what I've delivered and write a blog and send them, now the first group of people who send you 15 to 20 corrections are my schoolmates. And nobody else will send you corrections. They'll just send you the feedback. Great one, sir. Good one, sir. But these are the guys who will tell me on my face, you are an idiot. This is not what we expect from you. So many such incidents, which help you grow in life. And even when we gather and think of those, it still gives you goosebumps. And that is the foundation where all of us have based our life. All of us have based our life. Now, whoever has done well in life have all been based. And those were the days where we used to come from railway colonies. And those were the days where there were no differences. Some of them were higher official sons, some of them were much lower of a category of their parents' work. But when we gathered a school, like it was, we were the kids. Now, whether that guy's father is an officer, that guy's father is something, never happens. And even today, when we still meet, we never discuss this. So those sort of human values have been installed in the schools where I've studied. And they've taught us to, go and enjoy life. They've never put burden on us saying that, if you don't study well, there will be no jobs, you'll all. But all of our teachers have somehow told us, you'll all be great. Just go and enjoy life. So that's what even we try to do today. But with the modern pressures and modern gadgets, sometimes it is not so possible.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing all of that. And I just, I could visualize that moment when your friend, your classmate handed over you the paper, the speech paper, that piece of paper, and say, this is yours, not mine, and moved away from there. I could just visualize that. Imagine how he would have been waiting for you to come back, and what a relief. Yes. Is he still there now? Is he connected to you?
He's still there. He's close to me. He currently lives in Nigeria. And this guy used to beat the hell out of me in table tennis. We were the two good players in the class. And this guy invariably met me in the final. I would want to beat him. But even today, if we play, he'll still beat me.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, for sharing those beautiful experiences. Nostalgic. Very nice. It was really very interesting. Dear sir, now we'll come down to, and before we come down to the next topic, I like the way you said the inner child in me is alive. Yes, it should be alive in every single individual out there, the adults. Never lose the inner child. You'll start, hating this life. You should have the inner child in you still alive, and then you'll really enjoy life. Yes. So the moment that, you think as an adult, you start doing things like, I'm no more a kid, and that dies, then that's the moment life becomes boring. Yes. Dear sir, we'll come down to sales and marketing. You've been into this tough job and you've been giving 15 plus years in this field. What was the best thing about sales and marketing?
Best thing about sales and marketing is you visit places which no one would have ever visited. Which no one would have ever visited. In the sense, I've gone to nuclear power plants. I've gone to Shar Sriharikota. And I've gone to factories, coal mines, individual homes, the most palatial and beautiful homes of people. Everywhere you get an entry when you are a sales and marketing person. And there are times where you never get an entry. I remember in the early days when I was with Eureka Forbes, where I started my career, there were boards. Eureka Forbes salesman not allowed. Now, actually, if you take it in a negative way, you can take it. But it gave us a sense of pride that we will sell anything. That is why these guys don't allow us inside the apartment. So sales and marketing is one field which also teaches you the most important thing in life, communication. Now, you may not be good at presenting the product, but you can somehow convince the customer with your sincerity, with your effort, and with the amount of time you put in with the client. That itself would teach the person a lot of things. Because he gets to know the customer, he gets to know the requirement, he can design and promote and ensure the product is sold. And marketing makes you work with the entire organization. You have to work with the accounts for the receivables. You have to work with the stores to get the stock ready. You have to work with your vehicle guys to ensure the vehicle reaches on time. And above all, you need to work with your top management. Because when you do well, the top management comes and talks to you. When you don't do well, still the top management will come and talk to you, irrespective of whatever experience you have, which is not so with the other departments. You will never have a managing director of a company visiting the stores once in a month. But once in a month, a sales meeting will be there. And of course, as a salesman, you should know what products you have in stock, what the customer wants. And in fact, you make more friends than you ever get to make in the world. And you have this exciting thing of traveling everywhere. You travel to different places, you stay in different places, you wake up at odd times, you reach the customer, and most importantly, you need to constantly communicate. Whether it is written, whether it is oral, or even through your body language. Sometimes when you just come and sit confidently in front of the customer, he may still buy your product, irrespective of your oral and written communication. So without being coached, without being taught, you self-teach yourself through sales and marketing. It's more caught than taught. And you observe a lot. You have some very good managers who are fantastic with their sales talks. You watch them. Now you'd like to know how this guy is confident. What can I do? And you get some managers who are so very bad in communication. You think like, hell, whatever happens, I'm not going to communicate like this guy. So you have both sides of the coin. And you have the service guys, despite all their problems, despite all whatever they have to do, they still are with you. Yes, fights will happen. They will not work. You will have to convince them. But at the end of the day, when they work for you after you convince them, it makes you win. Because marketing and sales is you have to sell to everyone. I have to sell my idea to my mechanic why he should do an installation of a machine on a Sunday. I have to talk to my stores guy why this has to go on this particular day. And I have to convince my accounts guy why the payment will not come in this month and how the guy is going to pay me next month. So everywhere, like you are in constant communication, you train yourself, you teach yourself, and at the same time, learn from a lot of things. So in short, I would say two things the life people should experience. One year everyone should be in the army to know the discipline and unconquered, unasked obedience. 2, spend some time in sales and marketing. Or at least you don't want to sell. Go through with the sales and marketing guy. You will understand what sort of life they enjoy. And at the same time, you'll realize what sort of pressures they are onto.
Yes.
So that's how you enjoy.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for explaining all of that. Very well you explained. You gave a lot of clarity. And you've also mentioned through sales and marketing, you know very well how to communicate. It could be verbal, it could be non-verbal communication as well. Above all, there should be that confidence. Your confidence should enable you to, sell the product. And the way you speak and connect with people, sit and stand in front of your customers, all of that matters. And you've said learning from others, learning from different managers, how one could do it so well, how the other one is quite harsh, what I should pick up from one person, what I should drop out from the next person. It's all a learning and observing journey. It's an observing one. Excellent, sir. Sir, अभी थोड़ा सा हिंदी में बात